Hi, I'm David Alemian. Thank you for taking the time to join me. If you're an employer, you need to watch this because in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you why highly skilled employees leave and, more importantly, what makes them stay. If you like what you see, visit my website at talentretentionplans.com. That's talentretentionplans.com. Now, I'm going to jump right in. One of the biggest challenges facing organizations today is the shortage of skilled labor. Let me ask you a question. What would it be like if you had a giant magnet that drew the best of the best employees to your organization? And once they got there, they spent the rest of their career with you. Most organizations believe they have a recruiting problem or a problem of staffing shortages. They do not. They have a retention problem. And those are two very different things. If you look across America right now, CEOs, healthcare organizations, municipalities, manufacturers, engineering firms, technology companies, police departments, and nearly every industry are all fighting for the same thing: highly skilled professionals. Highly skilled professionals carry institutional knowledge and solve problems quickly. They are people who know what to do when things go wrong. They are the people who stabilize organizations. And what is happening right now is something most leaders still underestimate. The shortage of skilled labor is permanent. This is not a temporary cycle. This is not something that disappears in 18 months. This is one of those defining business challenges of our time. Now, here's where things become interesting. Most organizations respond the same way. They increase compensation, they improve culture, they focus on engagement, they add perks, they redesign workspaces, they create wellness programs. And despite all of it, people still leave. That frustrates executives because they're doing what they were taught to do, what their consultants told them they need to do. Yet, turnover continues. Now, let me say something important. Culture matters. Compensation really matters. Leadership matters. Engagement matters. But those things primarily affect the present. Employees make long-term decisions based on their future. That changes everything. One of the biggest mistakes organizations make is assuming employees decide whether to stay based on how they feel today. That is incomplete. Highly skilled professionals ask themselves much deeper questions. Is my future becoming stronger here? Am I building something here? Will staying here create long-term financial security for me and my family? Because highly skilled professionals think strategically about their lives, especially experienced professionals, top performers, people in healthcare, engineering, public safety, executive leadership, and technical industries. You know, once I understood that principle, everything changed. That became the foundation of the Alemian retention system. People stay where their future is strongest. Now, think about that for a moment. If an employee can leave your organization tomorrow and immediately walk away with almost everything they have built, there's very little long-term gravitational pull keeping them there. But when staying creates a growing and increasingly valuable future, something changes psychologically. The relationship changes. The employee no longer sees the organization as simply a paycheck. They begin seeing it as part of their future. That alignment becomes extraordinarily powerful. And there is another factor leaders often overlook: financial pressure. Did you know it costs about $200,000 today to raise a child from birth to age 18? And that does not include college. What if you have 2 or 3 kids? Think about the pressure that creates for families. Think about the pressure that creates for highly skilled professionals trying to build a future, raise children, prepare for retirement, manage inflation, and create financial stability at the same time. Employees carry these pressures into work every day. That is one reason long-term financial security has become so emotionally powerful. People are searching for stability. They're looking for certainty. They are searching for a future that feels stronger, safer, and more secure. And organizations that help employees build that future create a tremendous strategic advantage. Now, let me explain why this matters financially. Most organizations dramatically underestimate the true cost of turnover. They calculate recruiting expenses, maybe onboarding, maybe training, but they rarely calculate operational disruption. They don't calculate leadership distraction. They rarely calculate lost productivity. They don't calculate customer experience deterioration. They sometimes calculate overtime, but not always, and rarely calculate burnout on remaining staff. And they almost never calculate the compounding instability that occurs when turnover becomes normalized inside the culture. That hidden damage is massive, especially in skilled environments. Now, imagine this. You finally build a high-performing team. Operations running smoothly, customers are happy, your culture is strong. Your senior people are performing at a high level. Then suddenly, your top performers begin leaving one at a time. What happens? Pressure increases on everyone who remains. Stress increases. Morale weakens. More employees begin considering opportunities elsewhere. And leadership teams suddenly spend enormous amounts of time reacting instead of building. This is happening everywhere right now. And I believe that organizations that solve retention over the next decade will dominate their industries, because eventually this stops becoming an HR issue. It becomes an economic advantage, an operational advantage, and a competitive advantage. And in some industries, it becomes a survival issue. Now, one of the reasons business leaders respond so strongly to the Alemian retention system is because it approaches retention differently. Traditional retention strategies often focus on making employees happier in the short term. Well, you get a short-term solution, you get a short-term result. The Alemian retention system focuses on making employees stronger in the long term. That distinction matters. The system aligns employees' long-term financial future with their long-term commitment to remain with the organization. And when properly designed, something remarkable happens. The employer benefits. The employee benefits. Everybody wins. The organization becomes more stable, and turnover pressure decreases dramatically. Let me give you another perspective. Many highly skilled professionals today are deeply concerned about retirement. Healthcare professionals, executives, engineers, public safety personnel, technical professionals, business owners. Many people outwardly appear financially successful, but privately, they're worried. Inflation worries them. Market volatility worries them. Retirement most definitely worries them. And organizations almost never address that concern directly. The Alemian retention system does. That's one reason it resonates emotionally, because it connects employment to long-term financial security. Now, something else is happening that leaders must understand. Artificial intelligence, AI, is changing business at extraordinary speeds, and many people assume AI reduces the importance of highly skilled professionals. I believe the opposite is true. I believe highly skilled professionals become even more valuable because AI amplifies talent. It's a workforce multiplier. It allows highly skilled people to operate at a dramatically higher level of productivity. That means retaining top talent becomes even more important. Organizations that combine highly skilled professionals with AI, they're going to outperform competitors at astonishing levels. But if those highly skilled people leave, the advantage leaves with them. That is why retention is no longer optional. It is strategic infrastructure. Now, another point I want leaders to think about is this. Most organizations believe they're competing primarily with competitors. Often, they are competing with uncertainty. If another organization offers somebody slightly higher salary, many employees will listen. Go. But when employees feel they are building a stronger future where they already are, the psychology changes completely. They begin protecting what they are building. That creates loyalty at a much deeper level. Strategic alignment is extraordinarily durable. Now, I also want to address something critical. Many organizations today are exhausted. Leadership teams are tired. Managers are tired. Employees are tired. The labor market has placed enormous stress on organizations. And many leaders quietly feel trapped in constant workforce instability. Every time they solve one staffing issue, another one appears. That cycle destroys momentum. And momentum matters enormously in business. Teams that stay together communicate better, innovate better, and execute better. They create stronger customer experiences and lead to stronger long-term profitability. That is why I believe retention is one of the defining business issues of our time because it directly affects operational performance, profitability, scalability, and enterprise value. Now, before we wrap up, I want to leave you with 3 action steps every business leader can begin thinking about immediately. First, build long-term financial security into your retention strategy so employees see a stronger future by staying with your organization. Second, invest in retaining highly skilled professionals with the same intensity, or actually more, used to recruit them. And third, create an environment where every additional year of service increases opportunity, value, and long-term reward for employees. Because ultimately, people stay where their future is strongest. And the organizations that understand that principle will build stronger teams, stronger cultures, more profitability, and long-term competitive advantage. So, if you want to learn specifically about what you can do inside your organization, visit talentretentionplans.com and contact me directly. I appreciate you for spending time with me today. I'm David Alemian.